Okay, Kashtuk Bowcraft here. What we're going to be doing now with this primitive bow build along, we're going to process these turkey feathers. These feathers came to me as full wings, and I plucked them and cut them all down to size, but they still have to be grinded or ground. The stems have to be ground flat enough to mount on the shafts. You can do it by hand. I've done them by hand before, but since I have not only these 3 arrows, but I'm working on some other arrows too where I need a bunch of feathers, so I'm going to take these over to the belt sander and grind them down that way. And then after we get through grinding them down, we're going to haft them to the shaft with some sinew that I have here, and we'll also haft the points to the shaft with this sinew as well, and I'll show you how we do that. So anyway, I'm going to get the camera set up and the belt sander set up, and I'll show you how I go about grinding these fletchings down to mount on the shafts. Okay, Kashtuk Bowcraft here. So we're going to take a feather, and it's just a metal clamp I made. Just 2 pieces of sheet metal with a piece of duct tape in the middle, so it makes a little clamp. And so what I'm going to do is just put the feather inside the clamp here. And then I have a little paper clip thing that I'm going to put on. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. But anyway, it holds the feather quite nicely within the clamp. And then what I'm going to do is just take it over to the belt sander here. Hold it level. And just start grinding. You want to make sure you grind it straight and as level as you can get it. So that when you glue it onto the shaft, it'll make a straight glue line. And do the side. Okay, so that's how it turns out, and you can see it's pretty flat. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can compare the two from one that's not yet ground and one that is. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. Just get on the belt sander here and just grind it down flat. And we're not going to do all of these on video, but I just wanted to do one so you guys can see how it's done. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these done, and then we'll get them on the shafts. Okay, so we're done with the grinding the feathers down. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put them in the fletching jig and glue them down and get them going. So we'll turn the video on when I get the feathers attached to the jig. Okay, as you can see, I got a couple on the jig already, and basically what I do, I just put the feather in the clamp. I don't cut the feathers down to size until after they're on the shaft. So basically what I do, I'll just glue a line down I'm sure most of you guys have done this sort of thing before. And slip it in the jig. Now, because these are primitive arrows, you know, sometimes the shaft is not perfectly straight. There's some dips and abnormalities in the shaft, so the glue line may not be completely onto the shaft. So you just eyeball it and push it down to where it needs to be. And you know, when the glue hardens up, of course, it'll fill up those gaps in there. But sometimes you got to just make sure that the thing is sitting flat on the shaft. Okay, so that's how they look on the arrow shaft. You can see the arrows here. They're pretty straight, but not, you know, perfectly straight. They've got a lot of character in them. But we're almost done with them. As soon as I get these fletchings glued to the shafts, then we'll bind them with sinew. Okay, so next time we turn the video on, the feathers will be fully glued onto the shafts.